Namaste, hello. Let's do a little practice on the theme of union, of bringing things together. And yoga, it translates as union, and to yoke, to connect everything together. And I have that feeling that after Christmas we can be a little bit slow to get started. We can also be a little bit sort of scattered. A lot of things have been going on this year more than ever. So this practice is to let you just disconnect from all the rest of the other things that are going on in the world and just come back into your own space and reconnect. And we're going to do that with the breath. So you can start by sitting really nicely. You can sit on the floor, maybe on a cushion or a block, or on your bed or on a chair, or you can lie down for this. So you're more than welcome to lie down because we're going to focus really on the breath. And if you're lying, just make sure you're genuinely comfortable, warm enough, and that your back is supported, so you know that you can lie with a really nice long spine. Whichever you've done, and if you need to pause the video to get organised, get blankets, do whatever you want, do that, and then hop into the practice. Close your eyes and start to drop in. And if you're used to doing, I know probably a lot of you used to doing a little bit of meditation and yoga, when you close your eyes in the space, I'm hoping that it's starting to feel like a habit, that you start to bring yourself into your body. And we're going to just start to focus on the breath. And we're going to begin by noticing the breath. And for a lot of us, it's going to be in the chest that we notice it first. So bringing awareness to the chest, to the heart, and seeing if you can just feel a lift as the breath comes in and a gentle release as the breath comes out. And now you might feel deep breaths or short, soft, gentle breaths. And there's no right or wrong to it, just feeling the breath. And as you settle into that, then I want you to see if you can notice as you feel the chest lift on the inhale, do you feel any movement anywhere else in the body? And as you feel the chest fall on the exhale, do you feel any falling or sense of contraction in any other part of the body? Especially if you're used to doing this kind of thing, you might already be feeling your breath deeper down. You might feel it down towards your tummy or your rib cage. And that's where we're going to go next. So I want you to see now on the next 2, 3, 4 breaths, if you can feel and be aware and maybe encourage a little breath into the side body, into the sides of the rib cage. So as you're inhaling, you're expanding out from your center, and as you're exhaling, you're just gently contracting back in, opening out through the lungs. Exhale, and you're feeling that contraction. And then as you inhale and you feel that expansion, on the next 2 or 3 breaths, see if we can feel it even further down. So starting to come into a diaphragmatic breath. That inhale, that expansion out from the lungs, opening out through the lungs, the rib cage and the tummy. And as you're exhaling, feeling it release. And not forcing it, but just encouraging a kind of a ripple effect through the body with an inhale, expansion. Shoulders might be dropping down, and an exhale, feeling that release and then coming back in. So even in this sense of bringing things together and coming into stillness, there's movement, there's always this gentle flow, and we're feeling that breath coming in. Maybe we're feeling it even deeper down, and I'm going to invite you now to bring awareness to not just your tummy, but down into your sacral area, so down beneath the navel. And as you're inhaling, see if you feel any movement or any expansion in that area, and as you're exhaling, feeling the contraction. Again, it might be quite subtle, you might not feel a lot, you might be wondering what I'm talking about, but just giving yourself this time to even imagine, visualize, and know that your breath is affecting the whole body, feeling all of the sensations of the inhale and the exhale. And then bringing awareness right down into your pelvic floor, so right down into your sit bones if you're sitting, or even if you're not sitting, the back of the hips, the tail, and all of the pelvic floor, so gentle area. And see if you can feel as you breathe in that ripple effect, that expansion down, right to the base of your torso, right down into that area. And as you exhale, that kind of release. And you're going to continue with that nice, long, gentle expansion. And this time we're going to see if we can feel the breath right down from that base that I talked about, all the way up to the tops of the shoulders. So we're breathing the whole of the torso, breathing in and breathing out. And from there we're going to go up into the neck and head. So on the next breath in, see if you feel what's happening. Maybe you're even aware of the sensation of the breath coming through your nose and throat. Notice your head, your face. Exhale. Notice your shoulders all the way down to your sit bones. Breathing in, and we're going to breathe in now, be aware of the shoulders and the shoulder blades, all the way out and down to the elbows, hands and fingertips. Over the next 2 or 3 breaths, breathing in and seeing if you feel any movement or no movement, or any ripple or any sensation as you breathe in the arms and the fingertips.
Yeah, we can find out.
And then we're going to breathe all the way in to the torso and all the way down to the legs. So in the next 2-3 breaths, noticing the breath in coming down into the legs, into the knees. And it doesn't matter if you're lying or sitting, but feeling the shape, the sensation, the weight of the legs. Being aware of your breath in, being aware of your breath out. Feeling the legs all the way down to the heels and the feet and the toes. Breathing in from the toes to the nose, to the fingertips, to the top of the head. Breathing out all of the body. And seeing if you can, in whatever position you're in, be aware of your complete body now for the next 2-3 breaths. Aware of the body from the head to the toes, the hips to the nose, fingertips, all the way to the back of the shoulder blades and the heart. The whole body, the whole body. And then in that, from that lovely space, and as organically as you can with the breath, I just see a robin here. Start to bring a little movement in. So keep going with your breath, but moving your fingers, maybe your toes. And again, it doesn't matter if you're sitting or lying. See if you can bring movement into maybe your wrists and your ankles. And being aware of that movement at the same time that the other parts of the body are still. Just being aware of how you're feeling. We've brought everything in, very calming, gently down, and now just expanding it out, using that breath to gently move, bigger and bigger movements. So you're working up into maybe giving yourself a stretch, maybe a yawn. You might be expanding out through your legs and your arms, and just feeling all the muscles in the body and doing what feels good. So rather than me telling you what to do here, if you feel like stretching in a certain way, if you feel like rubbing your face or fixing your hair or making a funny face, you do it. And then we're going to end with the biggest movement that you can make. So taking up as much space as you can. And then gently drawing your hands together into prayer position. And either if you're lying on your back, you're going to bring your knees into your chest. If you are sitting, you're just going to fold and curl in. If you're sitting on the chair, it's the same thing. If you're lying on your bed, same. anything, just squeezing yourself, making yourself all small into a little tiny ball, and just noticing how that feels. Again, bringing everything back in, and hopefully giving yourself this time to connect inwards. It's going to give you a sense of your foundation of your own physical self and space, and help settle the mind, so that then when we start to curl out of that, so you can release that if you haven't already, curl out of that, you're present and ready for the rest of your week, your month and your year. Namaste. Thank you so much for your practice.